Okay, so we're going to have a crack at this question. I expect the answer to be, well, you know how sometimes in the textbook you end up at some nice, neat answer like 2 or -1 or something like that? I expect this to be a royal mess because the numbers all came out of Kyle's head, but that's okay. We can still solve it. How do we go about it? Now, it's been a little while. No, I'm sure, like if I'd done the same thing, if I just made up numbers, the same thing would happen, okay? In fact, a question has to be carefully crafted to make sure it comes out with a nice, neat answer, right? So, this is us getting our head back into algebra mode, okay? So that's why we've got our x's here. And the question you would get here would be, solve for x, or find the value of x. Okay, Peter, question.
Oh, what's the question? I was going to ask this.
Oh, okay, sure. All right, so let's begin. What might be a good way to start the question off? Peter had his hand up first, so what would you do?
Since you got the brackets, so you know you got to do that first. So
good.
It's going to be 6 times x, and then plus 6 times 9.
Okay, so let's pause for a second. 54. Let's just work out what we were doing. The answer is 54. We see all these brackets here, right? And they're a problem for us. They're a problem because we want to collect like terms where the brackets are in the way. They're kind of like walls. You get rid of them and then you can regroup things, okay? So what we're doing here is we're expanding brackets. Maybe you want to jot down that that's what we're doing, right? Expanding brackets. Hopefully that rings a bell. That's what we're doing in this step, okay? So we did 6 times x plus 9. We've got the 6x. Ali just told us that 6 times 9 is 54, okay? 13 39. Times these. Okay, so you're going to get 39 here.
Minus 78.
Minus 78. Okay, like so. Good. You can see this is twice that because 6. Okay, and that's equal to. Now there are no brackets on this side, so that's done. Great. No more brackets. All gone. So now at this point, the second thing I'll do is collect like terms. Collect like terms. So this was step 1, this was step 2, okay? So you can see, and you can even use different colors to help you, right? I've got all of these x terms. I can see one here, and one here, okay? So what I'll try and do is get them all over on one side, over on the left, okay? What have I got here? I've got 6 minus 78.
72.
6 minus 78 is minus 72. Minus 72? You know that it's going to be minus 72 and not positive 72 because, how can you tell?
Because they got minus there. And the
You got a minus here.
Positive, so.
And this one's a positive. Well, this one's going to take over, isn't it? Clearly 78 is more important than the 6. Okay? Good. So I've done that. I want to bring this guy over as well. Okay? So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. Is that okay? So I'll take away 3x there. Okay? So now just for myself, right? I've accounted for this tick. I've accounted for this tick. I've accounted for that.
Did you take away 3 x from both sides?
Yeah. So I want to get him all over onto one side. My last line is going to be x equals, right? That is not helpful. Okay, now what do we do? I've got to collect not just the x terms, but I'm going to collect all of these numbers in here, right? Okay, so another color. So I've got my 54, my 39, and a negative 2 over there. Okay. Now 54 plus 39, that's a big number, okay? But there are things you can do to make it easier, right? 54 plus 39 is hard, but 54 plus 40, that's not so hard. 54, 40, that's going to be 94. But this is one less. This is one less, okay? So it'll be 93, okay? So I've got a plus 93 over here. I already got rid of this 3x, didn't I? So I just have minus 2 over here. So I collected a lot of like terms, but I'm not quite done yet, right? Now I have to account for this part. So minus 72, minus 3. Now be careful. These are both negative, right? They're both negative. So that means it's like you're way over there. Negative is like to the left, okay?
75.
And then you're going to go even further to the left, right? So in fact, it's minus 75x. So watch out for that.
Wait, what?
I didn't get that.
Let's reiterate, okay? This is a tricky part and this is an easy thing to get wrong, okay? When you got minus 72 and minus 3, okay? So minus 72 is where you're starting from, and then minus 3 makes it 3 further over in the negative direction, Okay? So it's like these two negatives, they're sort of pooling together. Okay? If you want to think about it this way, it's a little bit like, you know, we often think positive negatives a bit like, you know, height, up and down. Okay? Like positive is up and negative's down. Well, this is like, look, I'm really far below, you know, ground level, whatever, and now I'm going to dig even further. So that's why I'm a bigger number. Okay? Even though it's more negative. Okay, now what do I have to do? I've got this 93 hanging out over here. I'm going to kick him over this side by minusing, taking away 93 from both sides. Okay, so if I take 93 away from this, it'll be the same thing. Minus 2 minus 93, which is minus 95. Okay. Right. Well done. Finally, we've collected all of the like terms. Okay.
So this is confusing.
Yeah. Probably because you weren't paying attention for the last 90 seconds. Okay, now, therefore, what am I going to do at this step?
You need to divide.
I want to divide. I want to solve for x. I want to get x all by itself. Okay, so I'm going to divide everything through by minus 75. Okay, I'm almost there. Really what I'm doing now is I'm simplifying. That's my last step. Okay? So I heard someone say 5. 5's important here. Yeah, why is 5 important?
Because it's a common factor.
Very good. 95 and 75, they're both divisible by 5. Okay? So if you wanted, you could get a calculator out to do this, but I think we can do it. 95 divided by 5, I think that's 19. Because it's 1 less than 100, right? Or 1 lot of 5 less than 100. 75 divided by 5, 15, I think. 15. You can double check that, right? And then you got two negatives, they cancel each other. So you either leave it as 19 over 15, or we could tidy it up just a little bit. How could we write it?
1 as a whole.
Yeah, that's right. It'd be 1 and
Or
4 fifteenths as a mixed numeral. Though I think 19 over 15 is just fine. Okay.
Would you get marked down on that if you wrote 19 over?
You would get marked down if they specifically said provide it in a mixed numeral. Now here's the thing, like when they say simplest form, this 19 over 15, 19 over 15, or 1 and 4 fifteenths, they're equally simplified. That's all fine.
Solface, you can just leave it at that.
Yeah. But minus 95 over minus 75, that's not simplified, is it? That's not simplified. We took out a factor of 5, we took out the negatives, so you could do more work to it. But at this point, you're done.